canceled eventually. Do we need these?
Discount Liquor. We find they have the best selection of bourbons and whiskeys probably in town.
Yeah, make sure you get with Dustin in there. That guy knows his stuff. He always points you in the right direction, and everything they got there is always at a good price. It's at Douglas and Hillside. Anytime you need some booze, go down to Orange.
Diaper Jam 2025, once again coming to you from Bourbon Street Bar and Grill on South Seneca.
Make sure you get out there April 19th. Aaron and Austin Show's going to be there all day long.
We got loads of bands and vendors. It's going to be a really good time. You should come out.
Bring a pair of diapers. You get into the door for free. Not 2 pairs. 6 pairs.
Yeah, me too. I need.
I don't know why I got pairs in my head.
Please wear diapers. It's a Diaper Jam.
He did wear diapers.
Yeah. Sacred Leaf is Wichita's favorite CBD store in town. Go check out Nikki. Tell her that the Aaron and Austin Show sent you. For the best selection of gummies and the highest possible legal THC that you can find in Wichita, go check out Sacred Leaf.
Whiskey Dick's definitely an Aaron Austin Show favorite. Get out there anytime. They have specials every day on food and drinks. They got happy hour from 3 to 6. And how many whiskeys they got in that place, Aaron?
I think we have the most whiskeys in town. And every Monday you can do any whiskey under $25 a shot for half price.
I think there's 700 plus in that.
Probably so. Mo Pigs is just north of West and Central in the old Game Exchange building.
And there's really, you can find a little bit of everything from collectibles, to Pokemon cards, to action figures, to video games. They have a lot of cool stuff in there, and you can also get art by Stephanie Nash. Make sure you check out Mo Pigs and everything. PK Pest Management. For all your pest control needs, get with Austin or contact 316-305-7108. And it's also fly season, so if you need that fly spray, get with it.
On Tuesdays, you can usually find the Aaron and Austin Show hanging out at the Cowboy Inn. It's one of our favorite sponsors. Every Tuesday, they have an open mic there hosted by Jacoby Lee Winter.
So get down and check us out on Tuesday nights and check out the Cowboy Inn all the time.
Check out the Rusty Nail for everyday food and drink specials, especially Hammer Time. Every day from 4 to 7, half-price drinks. And on Saturdays, we have some of the best live music in town.
Get with PK Pest Management for all of your pest control needs, 316-305-7108. For any termite inspections or anything under the sun, we'll take care of any problem that you have.
Be sure you visit the Jukebox on Seneca and Walker. They have great daily drink specials and karaoke and live music on the weekends. Go check out the Jukebox.
Great food today from Papa C's food truck, Papa C's Barbecue.
Yeah. I had a little brisket mac. That was good.
I just ate straight brisket today. We went down, didn't we, Annie?
Yeah, you went about a half pound of brisket.
Yeah, we went straight brisket today. It was delicious.
It was
Thank you. And we always love to get Angie's Tacos at the Cowboy after. Angie's got the tightest tacos in town, so make sure you get over there.
If you make that her slogan, I swear to God.
I'm trying my hardest. But and she's also at Shamrock some nights, so follow Angie's Tacos.
She's
all
been
over the place.
expanding. Yeah,
Yep.
she's been doing.
Little headphones.
So I'm a huge fan of Jameson, and just found this at R&J's Discount Liquor. Badass sponsor. Thank you guys for
Who else did we
everything
find
you do.
Who else did we find at R&J's today?
Oh man, it was everybody. Brian St. Peterson, your number one fan.
Yeah, he is.
He was hanging out over there. And Mike Benno showed me a new track of his today.
Yeah, we were jamming Mike Benno's new track in the parking lot.
Yeah, he was showing me that. Soon to be released. He wants on the show. I told him, hit you up.
Yeah, he needs to come on.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah,
trying to do a
I'm trying to
collab
switch
with
this
Mike
live real
Benno.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go by R&J's, try out this triple distilled, triple casked Jameson. I never had it before, and it's pretty badass,
It's fire,
right?
man.
Like
No,
it's
yeah.
super smooth.
I don't even fuck with whiskey, but I'm all about it. Yeah.
Jameson don't miss, really, man.
And this is
Real
honestly
good.
usually, I'm pretty uptight, but I'll drink anything, but my face was like,
Like, bro, you don't even make the face.
No, not even
You
on
know,
this
you
one.
don't-
Yeah.
No face
No
needed.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's smooth as hell.
It is. It's real.
You remember those
smooth.
bitter beer face commercials?
Oh,
Those are
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
It was great where like the lady take her teeth out and just swallow her face almost.
Yeah, they just get people that had dentures
Yeah.
to like eat their face with their bottom lip.
Yeah.
Those things are fucking
Take
hilarious.
your teeth out and eat your face.
Dude,
Yeah,
commercials
yeah.
back then were the shit. Like those are along the lines of when the Bud Wise or the frogs.
Yeah.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
the classic.
Those were good ones,
the
man.
weather.
Yeah, those are all.
Yeah.
Marketing at those times were great. Speaking of marketing, let's pay a little more bills. We got a cool thing coming up with Eberly Farms. It's a new venue here in town. If you don't know where it's at, it's west on 21st Street, I think it's before 135th Street.
Well, and it's kind of an old venue. Like I think, like you were telling me, everybody used to go to field trips out there.
Yeah, and they've transitioned into weddings and doing some stuff, but
yeah, it's a new owner, and she wants to do music, so I'm helping her bring a concert series out there. We got 5 nights. The first one features Hunter Spicer Band, good friend of the show, and Jason Callahan.
And these are all $10 shows, right?
Yeah, and this is May 30th. Doors open, I want to say 5:30.
So not this Friday. We got something cooler going on this Friday, and then the following Friday is when that's going on.
Way cooler, man.
So
Way cooler.
we'll get to that here in a minute.
Stay tuned for announcements for the Gen X Bonfire Jam.
Yeah, that's coming on like a freight train too.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
That's gonna be happening. I'm working it out. It came across really fast, so I'm trying to
Explain it to the people a little bit. What's going on that people that don't know.
So I'm sitting in Winfield. I live in Winfield now, and it's like this snail's pace of life, and it's really weird. And I just remember when I was in high school there, this was before cell phones and before evidence happened like that. And I remember going out into random people's fields.
Yeah, start a bonfire.
You fucking have a bonfire. Some guy has his truck with a nice system in it, so he'd open his doors and everybody blast fucking
You
out
end up
at
having to fucking jump that guy's truck at the end of the night because the fucking battery be dead.
well, yeah, and then eventually, like, you get drunk, you start trying to show off for the girls that are there, so you're jumping over the fire, you're doing stupid
that's always
stuff,
dudes fight.
Yeah. There's
Always
always a
right.
fight,
Always
and then
a fight.
always a fight. Somebody calls the cops about the fight, and then everybody has to run from the cops.
Right.
And
It
most of the
was
time
just
you're at the
like-
dead end road too, so there's like nowhere to fucking run except for out in the
Like,
field.
where do I even
Yeah.
go? I'm gonna go hide under this cow, man.
Yeah,
Fuck this shit.
yeah. You end up in the culvert. Everybody fucking leaves, and now you're walking into town. But yeah. So yeah, just kind of got reminiscent. Went to
A
Facebook
little
about
nostalgia
it.
there.
Yeah, went to Facebook about it, and everybody's like, "Bro, we should do that. We should do that." And Jeff Corbett hit me up, and he goes, "I know exactly where we can do this."
Hell yeah.
And,
We're older and we're promoters now. Let's actually do this.
Yeah. Shit, man. Let's throw a real fucking keg right here, man. That's what we're gonna
They're like,
do.
"You talking about it? Let's walk about it."
There's a
So-
cardboard
Shit.
sign at the street
Oh, the
corner.
top-
yeah, right.
It's got to be like that.
Turn right at the red balloons.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Well, we got that. We got that sign out front.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that marquee sign, that'd be perfect.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
so it's blowing up now, man. It ain't gonna be one party. It's gonna be 5 parties.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do it up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like it's really a concert series now because they're gonna hire one
Yeah.
band per show.
We're gonna have one
and then they're
band.
gonna like do open mics leading up to that band playing that.
Yeah,
night.
Oh.
yeah. Well, because I've been doing open mics in town for like a fucking decade. I always try to make sure there's an open mic going on. Always.
Oh yeah.
I think it's grassroots of a music scene. You
important.
have to have
Yeah.
it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah, I think we're gonna kind of open up the stage a little bit to just whoever wants to do
It's
some
kind
shit.
of Aaron's return to hosting open mics and having some of the people that we
Man,
hosted.
I'm really trying to make it no responsibilities. I'm trying to make it
I'm
like
trying to
not a
put this
whole,
all
like-
on you.
Hey,
I'm trying to put this all
You
on
know
you.
FTC's gonna be there, man. So
Yeah.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
MC the show? Like, you'll be like,
I'm hoping to be the guy in a golf cart with a bottle of fucking triple Jameson.
Yeah, I hope they keep
Yeah,
going.
We're gonna have a few bottles of that triple.
That's what
triple
I'm
right
thinking.
Was it
there.
more
Yeah.
expensive?
It was a little bit more expensive.
Oh, all right. You treating us then, huh? A little bit.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we're
sweet.
bougie up in here,
Yeah,
man.
that's sweet.
Aaron and Austin show,
but FTC go green, so I figured this was the right one.
That's
Right?
right. See,
Right?
this is,
So as we move towards that, make sure that you get with the Oddballs. A couple shows ago, they did a live album downstairs, and
Sounds
that
really good.
and that live album
Yeah,
is
it's
out
lit.
now. So you can check that out on all platforms and check that. Phil did a lot of work on that, so we appreciate Phil and all of his hard work.
and those guys are hilarious.
Yeah, they
too.
are.
I mean, if you,
They
you know,
really are.
yeah,
If you're in a fucking goofy mood to listen to some fun punk music, man, they're funny.
yeah, that is.
They really are.
I was really
funny.
glad we recorded a live record with those guys because that just worked out so good. Because now we catch the attitude, we catch the vibe. You know what I mean?
exactly,
we catch that
exactly.
whole vibe.
Well, and that's the whole thing. I mean, versus a live, live performance versus a record.
Yeah.
You really don't get the feel for the band, especially nowadays. Everything's so AI engineered. Like it all sounds really polished and shit.
Yeah.
And it
but
puts
that's the
it puts a
true
lot of the
test.
bands up against it because now you got people wanting you to sound exactly like that perfectly polished
Oh yeah, it's,
shit every time instead of what you sound like on a normal
Don't do
Wednesday.
it.
Well, and
Don't
that's,
suck it
yeah,
into
that's
that.
the hard part as a band to like really, once you finally record yourself, being like, wow, that's what we sound like. And accepting that,
That's the reality.
Yeah, that's the reality
Yeah,
of what we
that's
sound
gotta
like.
be a
you
little
know?
weird for sure.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of sound engineers talking shit. It's like, yeah, these bands come in, they're completely unprepared. It's like they don't even really understand what they sound like.
Yeah.
I record them and play it back to them, and they're like, Oh, we sound like that. Fuck.
Whoops.
Oops. Yeah. Better go home and practice a little bit. You know?
But I also think that everybody needs that experience.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
No, it's essential.
And
it really is.
And I think what we tried to do here is make that live recording cheap, easy, fun.
Yeah.
No,
you know,
dude,
so
we're
so-
pumped.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
it's
So,
speaking
yeah.
of, yeah.
and a good atmosphere to do.
Yeah.
exactly.
And
It's
and what's fun is you get to do it a bunch of different ways. That we were on our I think you guys will be the 10th or 11th one we've done, and so we're getting close to a year of those, by the way.
Crazy.
But look out for the Time and Space. The Time and Space one is in the works now. Phil's working on that one. You can go back and watch that live performance. Still, it's on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else. They just released a 5 song EP with Ness Records or Steven Shields. I don't know if he did it.
Shout out to Ness Records.
Yeah, I don't know if he does that under Ness Records or if Steven has his own thing.
Yeah, I don't know, but
shout out to Steven. He did a good job
yeah.
on that.
he plays bass with For the Birds. I'd imagine it's kind of family anyway. You know?
Yeah.
I was just glad to see Time and Space get some music out there to shop around a little bit so people can hear it.
We've been telling them forever, release some shit, man.
Yeah, so, and there's going to be some gems on art. If you haven't listened to ours, they do some stuff that they don't always do. So make sure you check that out. And as we transition into this month's Aaron and Austin Show Presents, we got them sitting right here. They've been on a few shows on the coming and creeping through on some festival stuff, but we finally got them on for a full episode here.
It's all us this time.
It's because it's this Friday. It's this Friday here at the Hideout, so make sure it's like I said, we've done it a bunch of different ways. We've done it $10 shows, we've had free ones, we've had $20 shows. It's up to the artists when it comes to these shows because really they're renting the building and we're just facilitating the platform for you guys. So
honestly, we just want to throw a party, man.
so-
we're free,
yeah.
bro. Like,
yeah.
you know, like, man, we ain't in this to make money. If we were in this to make money, we wouldn't be fucking doing
I
it.
mean,
you
If
know?
I was in it to make money, man, I wouldn't play music.
Exactly.
Well,
So,
yeah,
you know,
but-
I mean, and honestly, like, for what y'all charge for a live recording, like, dude, we paid twice that to record 6 songs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna give us an hour of a live album, and I think that's
That's worth
that's
it.
gonna it's worth it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I think so,
man.
too.
We think so too. And
You
so
know,
if anybody that wants to know, we keep
Phil
it.
does a great job with the
Yeah,
audio.
Phil's
Yeah.
yeah, he's so dedicated, man. I can't even believe.
And you'll be able to go in there and cut live video
Yeah,
with
yeah,
good
yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
Right.
Cut that up a bunch of different ways, man. Now your TikTok has content, your everything
Yeah,
has
no, and
content.
I really love what you
Yeah, you
guys
should
are doing
charge
with
more.
that too, man.
Fuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's worth more. Dude.
Well,
No, seriously, I mean, you know,
It's a $500. It's a $500 base platform for what we're doing, and we're actually looking for somebody for next month. So if somebody wants to hit us up and is interested in dropping
Yo.
us $500 to do
But
that show,
y'all don't snatch it up. We're
but
gonna
you
write
have-
12
but
new
you have-
songs. And
But I do want to
our
explain that
dances,
too,
you know what I'm
because
saying?
it is a hell of a value. But what we've tried to do is streamline the process to where for us it's not coming in and setting everything up. We're already here set up.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's minor adjustments to a system that's already working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I
that's-
mean?
That's
And-
essential, man. Especially
Yeah.
when you're live stream, you're gonna end up live streaming it. Like, dude, there's no way you can
I mean,
get all
shit's
that
gonna
stuff
happen.
an hour before the show.
The only way we're able to get it down that cheap is by streamlining
yeah,
all these processes.
yeah, not having
You
a
know?
bunch of stuff in post. And what's
Yeah.
nice is you pay the base $500, and then you also can negotiate with Phil and master that.
There's a
into
lot
whole-
more we can do
You
with
can
it at
master that
point.
into a whole album if you want to, deal with Phil. He's one of the better soundmans that we worked with. He's the angry little sound man in the building down at the bottom. But no shit
all
really.
sound men are angry.
Yeah, they are.
It's just the way it is, dude.
fucking
Yeah.
dude.
It'd almost be weird if they were
Suck,
one
man.
was like really happy about it.
Oh, right. Man, I fucking love sitting here listening to the same song for 20 fucking hours
Yeah.
and tweaking little.
Check out this tiny little part.
Yeah, it lasts 3 seconds, but I spent 4 hours on it. You know, like
and
that.
they
No,
fall
fuck
into
that.
that. They fall into that shit too, which is funny. But we love them, and Phil does more work than we can give him credit for. Annie too. Annie's a ton of help on production.
Yo,
So
speaking of, cheers to all the sound
we always
engineers out there.
yeah.
cheers to all the
Seriously, man.
production people.
Yeah,
we'll give it.
that's right,
we'll
man.
give it to all of them.
Exactly.
All
the
the people in
engineers.
production. That's right.
The teamwork makes the dream work.
That is
Okay.
true.
Annie's over here on the production team.
Uh,
How come
Didn't
she
get
never?
it.
Okay, how come she never gets any camera time? Like, why don't you bring your ass over here and say hi to the people, Annie? No,
nope.
no,
Calm
you
down.
can't do that.
Annie's been
But
on the.
she's-
Annie's been on the show.
She's wearing our colors though, man.
Yeah, it's
You know,
true.
she
True.
is.
See, she thought about this too.
Yeah.
But if you don't know, we'll put it for you real quick. It's Aaron and Austin Show presents the idea of Tiny Desk here in Wichita. We want to give any kind of artist a platform to come in, blow the roof off the Hideout, have a great show downstairs, invite whoever they want, have a party, record it, be able to put it out, be able to watch it live if you can't make it that night.
Walk away with some promotional tools.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No,
Right.
Buy some
Have the
merch.
stuff to-
Buy some merch from the band. Be a part of the intimate recording. It's really like a private session. They're really not, and they're not charging anything. So it's a meet and greet. You get to sit there and you know, if you've liked Flatland Dub Club's shit and you want to come say, hey man, I love shit, and
You want chance to buy one of these nice hats?
right? Or one of these shirts that
I
we
like
just
it.
got fresh off the print. You
Oh,
know,
those
fucking
are-
hell
those
yeah,
are dope.
man.
If
Yeah.
you haven't been to one of our shows, this is a great opportunity. You know, take your wife or girlfriend out to dinner.
Oh yeah.
Come see us,
Yeah.
and then go home and do your thing.
Get busy,
you know?
yeah.
and you,
you know.
and you can even if you don't have a babysitter, this is an all ages non-alcoholic show here
Right.
at the Hideout.
That's
So
it.
there's really no excuses, man. There's a lot of cool shit always going on here. So there's,
Yo, and,
kids running around.
and if your kids get bored, there's a park across the street you can take them to over at the school, man, and play. You know,
There
what I'm
you
saying?
go,
I mean,
there
shit,
you go.
Yeah, it's like
And so
bring 'em over. And if you want, I mean, hey, bring your own shit. You know, we ain't gonna judge. You know, like everybody wants to party, man. You know,
and
fuck,
there's
you
always
know, but-
there's always a donation box. I know you didn't get charged to get in, but these guys are putting on a hell of a show for you. So if you got a little 5-10 in your pocket,
give
you
us
know,
your money.
well.
kick it,
Yeah.
or
We-
buy some
We-
merch.
We also,
Or-
and we also
or
accept
buy some
Cash
merch.
App,
Yeah.
Venmo, and PayPal.
Yep, we all do.
Working on getting a card reader, so you can give me your money any way you want.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
You know, yeah,
guys
Bitcoin. I'll
thinking
take some Bitcoin. Yeah,
Yeah,
So it's
pounds of
cool.
flesh. You know,
pounds
take
of flesh.
anything
you know,
we can
hey,
turn
man.
back in.
Taquitos, man. I'm
Something,
pretty into
you know what I mean?
taquitos.
Yeah, taquitos. I like those, man. You know,
steak
anyway I can take it. you
So
know.
let's do the interview thing. Let's start from the beginning. Where did
Well, first off, introduce yourself.
yeah,
It's,
introduce yourself a little bit.
What you do in the band.
kind of
and-
what your band's about and like how did all materialize.
You want to go first?
I mean,
Well, I'll just introduce myself.
yourself. Yeah.
So I'm Nefty Bloom. I play guitar and electronics. And I originally joined the band as a DJ, just turntables and a mixer, and
Two turntables and a
percussion,
microphone.
kind of
Yeah.
auxiliary percussion guy.
where it's at.
And that was back almost.
Try to keep it going around.
But yeah, back in the band now. Guitar player and
Everything you know.
So
I-
who
he's
was
being
the
humble,
original?
Really?
Yeah.
He's
Well, who
being
was the
humble, really.
original? Who was the original concept?
So
was it?
okay,
Let's start there.
we started in 2006. It was me, Joe Rio, and Sarah Reese. So Sarah Wanted is what most people know her by. Joe Rio, local punk legend. Everybody knows Joe, loves Joe. The whole band started with a conversation between me and him sitting at Kirby's, like on the back patio, smoking a joint. You know, it's like
happens like that.
I just got back from the Rainbow Gathering,
Oh,
you know, and
yeah.
I'm like, dude, I want to play. We're like, man, I want to play some fucking music people can dance to, man. I want
Right.
to play.
Where's
you know,
the vibe?
Yeah, exactly.
where's
And
the
he's like,
vibe
you
at?
know what, man? I want to play some music people dance to too. Let's play
Something that's fun.
reggae. He's like, I got a bass player that lives with me. Come over to my house sometime and we'll play some shit, you know. So,
I'm surprised it wasn't Aaron when you showed up.
You're right. No, but it took me a while, you know, to hit him up and whatever. We just kind of got together and started playing house parties and shit. Because back in the day, people still had house parties. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And which is actually where we met Nefty. We played a house party at one of his friends' house.
yeah, I was in a punk band, and we played like after you guys. I
Yeah,
think.
and this motherfucker, like the only person I know that's ever seen a band and was like, I'm gonna join that band, and like
Yeah.
literally figured out how to become part of our band.
I
Like,
saw them.
What?
yeah,
I saw them set
yeah.
up, and I'm like, oh lord, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna be in this band.
You just
man.
felt
Yeah.
it, huh?
No, I was like this because they looked like they didn't look like a polished band back then.
Yeah, we were.
It was all sorts of looks, and I was like, I'm not sure what this is gonna be. but
Dude,
it's
we
gonna
all
be
came from,
great.
But
like,
it's got potential.
We all came from like punk metal bands, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck
we were,
yeah, dude.
yeah, like no, we were. I mean, Sarah was in Diatribe. Joe and Sarah were both in Candy Mine. You know, I mean, there were like, I mean, just like,
Yeah, and back
so
then I was
many-
on guitars, and I saw them, and I was like, fuck. So then after they played, I went to Joe, and I was like, Joe, how's it going? I'm Nefty. I introduced myself, and we were talking and shit, and he's like, man, I was like, he's like, we want a DJ in our band, and I'm like, you got one.
yeah, Joe was
Let's
really
go.
he was the driving force in a lot of, and
Yeah.
I gotta give him props. For
Yeah.
that,
So
you
were we
know,
like going for a new metal type of thing at that
No,
point?
At
or-
that point, we were just like reggae, man. Like we want to play like reggae punk, you know, and we were, you know, hardcore like.
So like third wave
Oh,
ska.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
I mean, Sublime, fucking, you know, God, man. I mean, like any of the old like '90s ska reggae bands, we were just like That's kind of the vibe that we want.
Yeah,
The
fast.
less the Jake,
Fast
the
punk.
Yeah,
And
fast
then-
punk.
Oh, Less Than
dirty,
Jake was
skanky,
badass.
you know, like,
Yeah.
man, yeah.
What was another one that we liked?
I mean, there's a bunch of them back then. There's like Real Big Fish.
Oh, yeah,
there's
Real Big
Real
Fish.
Big Fish is still
fucking
going, but
Goldfinger,
the Urge.
Oh, the Urge.
The Urge
Oh,
Snake
yeah.
Finger.
Yeah, like No Doubt
man.
back
in
No
the
Doubt,
day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
early No Doubt was badass. Too.
Yeah, dude.
And she's still beautiful. She
Oh,
was
yeah,
the-
no, man, absolutely.
I had a
No,
crush on her when I
I'm
was
sure
a kid.
she is.
And, you know, I used to have feelings about these guys going, like, more poppy, like, you know, as
Make
they
that
progress
money.
in their career. But I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, fuck that. Pay me, dude.
Yeah.
Give me
Well-
that.
well,
By the way, anybody wants to pay me, that you write my songs, I don't give a fuck. I'll perform, you know, whatever. You pay me money, shit.
Well, that and it's like
Turn me on,
for
man.
me, even the music I listen to and the music I play, of course, like it evolves. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I play this shit and I get tired of playing that shit, so I go, just play this shit for a little while, and then I get
That's-
tired of that shit and I go play this.
If you didn't
know,
feel
like-
that way, then you wouldn't be a creative musician.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the driving force
It-
behind us
it-
learning new things.
if I had
really,
huge
you know?
success at the first fucking thing I ever tried,
Be bored.
I'd be stuck there,
Yeah,
wouldn't I?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But-
but you, I mean, your house would be way bigger.
yeah, probably so. Probably so.
I don't think anybody
Drive a
picks
nicer
up an
fucking car.
instrument or starts writing music and says, I'm gonna play this genre.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like
You just
you
kind of.
play things and it
Yeah.
ends up being
You just kind of fall
Right.
into something
Yeah.
depending
Now,
on your
now
style.
what does kind of suck though, you know, when you become a band and you start putting out like a certain style, people kind of expect that from you, though.
That's
you know,
the
so you kind of
thing.
fall into that
Well, they
trap
expect
of
stuff.
like,
the
They
thing.
expect you to be something, whether you guys know yet or
Right,
not.
exactly.
They're like, "What kind of band are you?
Yeah.
What do you play like?
What
Who do you
play
sound like?"
Well, yeah, if you
I could
upload
never-
music, you have to pick from that fucking drop down.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you, reggae, rock, soul? But I mean, it's all categorized.
Yeah.
Do you pick all of the above?
But-
or-
Yeah, I try to avoid that question. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what,
no.
what do you exactly?
But that,
Yeah.
that's the question, though.
It
And
is.
people ask
what
it
do
all
you
the time.
sound like?
Well, they ask that when you're booking people.
But
so
that's
Yeah.
why it's nice nowadays, because it really is actually easy to get on Spotify, YouTube, all that. Like you literally pay like $50 a year, and they'll
Yeah.
upload your shit on Spotify,
Yeah.
YouTube, like it released
Yeah.
it worldwide. You know, and that's kind of it's kind of a double-edged sword, because it's like in one sense, yeah, like I can get available to everybody real easy,
but you're giving it away.
You're giving it away,
And yeah, and you're one of a billion.
But it's funny
Exactly,
how- it's
like,
funny how
you're
they
just a-
classify you though.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, that's
funny,
true. Yeah,
like,
that
we were Indonesian rock for a while.
right. What the fuck is Indonesian rock?
I
even,
don't
man?
know.
You know, it's because I play the
But-
Hungarian minor scale sometimes.
But then I
probably,
googled,
you know, they're like,
I googled us the other day. I think it was yesterday, and it said I googled Flatland Dub Club, and then the AI thing says, not sure, but probably reggae dub oriented. Flatland
Indonesian
Dub Club is not well known in the music industry in that market. But there is a market.
everybody needs to Google us. That's
They
the
just
moral
call
of
you
the
out
story.
like that, huh?
FlatlandDubClub.com. Check
That's
us out on
kinda fucked
Facebook. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube. We've got songs on Spotify, Apple Music,
I just came up with a great
Tidal,
idea, too.
iHeartRadio, like whatever fucking streaming platform you've got, our songs are on there.
So I thought when you said we started in 06, I was like, that's 20 years next year.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut
You're right,
the fuck
dude.
up.
No, he's right.
So yeah, we
Please don't
started.
say things like that.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
okay, 2006, whatever, man. We had we had a pretty good following for quite a few years. We kind of dropped out
We
of the
could
scene
have done
about.
more. We just didn't want to. We
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kinda-
Well, and we kind of, man.
we never left Wichita. We were the
When-
crab in the barrel.
We were starting to go places. We had a bunch
Been
of
watching
festivals
clips.
for-
Somebody
Look,
caught a
here's-
clip of the Aaron
Here's
and
the
Austin
real
show.
raw deal, okay? Aaron and Austin show, raw deal, okay? Here's what happened. We had a bunch of festivals booked. We were getting ready to go places. We had connections. And
Is this 2006, 2007 time?
this is about
Eight?
2008,
Eight.
2009.
So we're
Yeah.
we're getting
Yeah,
our
yeah.
the
shit
band has
together.
matured a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
over the last 4
So-
years.
and we can pull in like 1,500 people a show easy,
Bet.
easy, right? At that time, our drummer Joe Rio and our bass player Sarah Wana had a little bit of a falling out.
Watch the laundry. Watch the laundry.
And-
With you or with each other?
with each other, and I ain't gonna get into too specific.
No, what happened specifically?
Hey man, man, we're
No, let's
we're-
get into it specifically.
We're rockers. We're rockers, man. We all have fucking problems with drinking and substance abuse and shit. And like that.
We all have our issues.
Basically, they were living with each other. They got into a big ass fight. There was like blood spilled.
Okay,
motherfuckers
wait,
like, hey,
pause right there.
Right.
'cause-
Yeah.
Check the
right
police
there.
report is probably
Yeah,
paused.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Pause
Pull up the
right,
police report.
Pause right fucking there, because okay, so this is a practice night, right? At their house.
Now we get the details.
Yeah, yeah.
Steve. You
Okay,
know
now
what I
you
And
get
I
into it.
show
mean? He
up-
says, "Hold on,"
He's
and
like,
now
"Hold on, now I'm
give
gonna
us the
spill
damn
the
Just a
beans."
little bit
details.
of prying, and you get.
and
right
I
in.
show up on time, not early, on time, but I was the first one there.
Only motherfucker that's ever on time.
And I go and the front door's open, right? So I'm like, okay, go in there. And
No way, there's
immediately,
a domestic violence going on in here.
crime scene, fucking
Blood,
Yeah.
glass everywhere.
dude.
Well, I'm gonna back out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's dead? Somebody's dead
Sarah's
right now?
car's still in the driveway.
Oh, it's, well.
So I'm
has
just
she been
like-
found?
And I was like, Sarah,
Yeah,
Sarah.
Sorry. Still hasn't been seen since that.
And
day.
nobody was there. I didn't know what the
Sense.
fuck to do, so I just went, sat on the front steps of the house, just waiting for somebody to show up.
Somebody come in with me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Like I searched the house, went to the bathroom. The bathroom.
I,
it
just
was-
left. I think I'd have left, man.
And hey, man, anybody that knows Joe Rio, and God rest his soul, man, and I would never ever say a negative word against the dude. He's
The good outweighed the bad, guys.
Yeah, man. Hey, he was every
Well,
band that he was ever in. It was the same story, man.
And there was
You
no
know,
murder,
he
there was
struggled,
no
man.
He killed a
violence.
lady every
No, no.
band he was in?
No, man.
Oh,
he,
Jesus.
he front flipped over the fucking couch and like kicked through a glass table, and
There you
that's where
go.
all the blood. But he also threw a whatever, dude.
Yeah,
he also
he-
threw a bong at Sarah
He
and tried
broke
to
the
fuck
glass
her. Like,
coffee table.
and about a month before that, he had got his ass kicked for like we were playing a show at Savage Threads, which was like a cool ass clothing store down in Orlando back in the day.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Savage Threads. But anyway,
Is that
so,
with the big ass T-shirts at that in places like that?
yeah, they
Like
had
with the
like
hip-hop
it was
t-shirts
like
and
it
shit?
was like hippie girl clothing.
Yeah, it was
kinda
like
like-
Delano. Bit
yeah, like
before
Delano.
was-
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
It was. I mean, we think 2009.
It was a new
2000,
store.
you know,
I don't
whatever.
think it made it.
But anyway, we had played a show there, and they kept feeding him beer. We kept telling him like, "Do not give
Yeah, be
Joe any
careful.
more beer.
Yeah,
Do not get." And
And Red Bulls.
he was doing all right.
Oh,
man.
yeah, that
he was
helps.
all right because he was leveled out on the Red Bull. But then, like a little kid got in his way when he was unloading his gear, and he just kind of pushed the kid out of the way with his foot. Like, I mean, you could say he kicked her,
Kind of
Not a nice guy. is what
but
it
he
sounds like.
no, he was a great guy. He
Yeah, he
was
was
just
a good
Joe
guy.
was punk as
He just
fuck,
kicked the
dude.
kid in the last sentence we were
He
talking
didn't
about.
know.
He kicked the kid.
He moved the kid out of the way.
Yeah,
with his
exactly.
foot.
If her parents had been watching her in the first fucking place and kept her out of the way, he
Right,
wouldn't, you know,
right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Joe was fucked up. Keep
Yeah,
your kids
he's-
out of the way of the band. But
Yeah.
the little kid's dad cold clocked that motherfucker. Like, and I had to let it happen because it's like, dude, you kicked the kid.
Okay,
You know,
well,
like,
yeah.
but-
See, so when we circle
know,
back, is really what happened is he kicked that kid.
I mean, hey man,
I don't
you
think
know,
he intended to, but
Yeah.
Joe's punk as fuck.
Hey,
at
punk-
this
right,
point,
yeah.
drunk and
Right.
And you know what,
high
man?
in Red Bull. You know?
And you know that kid was in the way. Like I said, her dad should have been fucking watching him the
Right.
first. That was his fault, you know. But whatever. But
Don't.
so-
I love how you're victim blaming a kid
yeah.
that got kicked.
No, it's the dad's fault, not the kid. The poor
Oh,
kid was
you
innocent.
know,
the kid is
shit.
innocent in all this. Kids are never to blame. Fuck that.
No, they are.
I mean,
No,
They
But
are, I
anyway,
can't watch them every goddamn.
so
second.
yeah, that was kind of like Sarah basically told us like, and this was kind of the ultimatum. I was like, we either have to pick Joe or we have to pick Sarah.
Yeah, they go.
Sarah was reliable, and that was
And
all
she
it
is
boiled
an
down to.
incredible bass player.
She's
Nobody
such a fucking
plays
badass dude. Like bass players are like, your bass player is so badass. Like they're just
she's
creaming
like
in their
her
jeans.
father
over
is
Sarah.
an incredible bass player. She's an incredible bass
And
player.
Sarah's so
Her
humble.
brother's an
She's like, yeah,
incredible
whatever.
fucking keyboardist.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
whole family, dude. The whole Reed
yeah.
family's fucking badass, man.
Is she still in the
Seriously.
band now?
The whole
Yeah,
Wana,
yeah,
the whole
and,
Wana
yeah.
family.
Sarah, yeah, and actually, like Sarah and Pat, our bass player and our drummer, wanted to be here, but they both
wouldn't
worked
let 'em?
shitty.
They had
No, well, no.
work shit.
I mean, for one, I wouldn't let them because they might embarrass us. You know, honestly. No, I'm just playing. No, I love those
No, that's
cats.
when
No,
Pat
they,
came into the picture.
yeah, they fucking work. Yeah, and that's when Pat came into the picture. Like, basically, we kind of, you know, and that was. So anyway, kind of back to the progression of FTC. That's kind of where we kind of drifted off for a while, and we had to find
A
new
murder
drummer.
scene will do that to a band.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's
So
breakups.
Pat-
It's breakups, man. You know,
Pat
it's
was Pat was my friend from childhood, you know, and he was the drummer in my first band, Prophylactic, which you may be able to find our music if you look really
Pat,
hard.
Pat,
Hard pass.
Pat Earl, yeah, Patrick
I can
Earl.
just tell that's probably not.
Yeah, no,
You don't
actually,
put that out there.
Actually, you know what? We
Don't
were
put that
badass. No, fuck that, dude. I listened to, no, we had an unreleased
Oh,
album. I listened to.
it holds up.
Yeah, no, it
does.
holds up, dude. We were
does.
fucking awesome.
yeah.
We were, yeah, no, fuck that, man. I write awesome music, man. Yeah. No, but anyway, so we pulled Pat in, you know, and he had to learn the songs and all that stuff. We played gigs for a few years, and you know, kind of the bottom line is like, I was getting to a point in my life where I wanted to do kind of other shit, you know, and I
Quantum
started,
physics.
I started focusing on physics, man. Went and got my physics degree, and
Are you fucking with me right now? Or
no, I'm dead ass serious, man. Dead ass serious. Yeah, no, I
Badass,
went.
bro.
I went to Butler Community College for 2 years. Okay, so I dropped that.
And you're like you went diving right back into college.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No,
Physics only. I love it.
yeah, no. Just to be real, I dropped out of school in 7th grade. I allegedly sold drugs and played music until I was about 23, And then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go get my GED, and that was thanks to my sister over there, who's sitting over there, by the way.
Don't get him started on like actual science, because
Well, okay.
So anyway, so I go get my GED.
Did you have to study much for it? Or did you
No,
just go
not
pass
at
it
all.
and
I
pass it?
got top like 2% in the entire
Nice, way to
nation
go.
ever. Like just walking in baked as fuck.
This is
dude.
the
Like,
thing that you understand.
Yeah,
it's the
I
thing you
smoked
get.
hella bud
Yeah.
before I went in there and doing just like, and then spent 2 years at Butler, high as fuck the whole time, man. Straight A's the whole time I was there. 5 years at KU, blazing, partying,
Yeah.
BS in physics, man.
Oh, man, you broke
Really?
my heart,
yeah.
man.
You got a bachelor's degree in fucking physics?
Yeah, BS in physics,
Nice.
bro. Yeah,
That's awesome.
No, and then my dad got cancer, so I moved back to Wichita to take care of him, and then
What were you doing?
Respect.
What were you? Did you have a plan before
I
your
had
dad?
no plan, absolutely no.
You just
plan.
I want a physics degree.
no,
God damn it! Put my
honestly,
name
like,
on the.
Here's
plaque.
my thing, dude. I was like, I'm smart as fuck, but I have no credibility because like I dropped out of school in 7th grade, so why
Right.
would anybody listen to anything I have to say?
So you're like, I could probably go get a physics
Yeah, I
degree.
could
I'm just
probably
going to do this so that everybody shut the fuck up.
You know,
I mean,
that way
that's-
they can. That way I can say I'm smart.
When did you
People
graduate?
believe
When
it,
did you
know,
graduate
like-
college?
Sounds like it was easy for you.
Oh, it was
you know?
like 2018. Yeah.
Shit, I mean that's an expensive fucking degree.
Oh yeah, and I haven't done shit with it since now, bro. I mean, I work at an undisclosed telecommunications company. Big
broke
ups to
my
them,
heart
by
that
the
day,
way.
like-
but,
Are
yeah.
you silently devising a scheme to rip them off for millions of
Oh,
dollars?
absolutely not.
Oh,
No,
you
actually, I
should.
love the company I work for. I don't really want to be too specific about
No,
it. But
we finished our
my,
last practice, and then he was packing up, putting shit in the car, and Travis says, "This is it. I'm doing this college thing." And I'm just like, what?
no, because that would have been
He
that'd
was
have been
just-
our
He
life.
just
for-
went boom, and he was gone, and I was like,
Hmm.
the band, not everything, just.
Where'd you live? Where'd you live out in Lawrence?
Oh shit, man! I lived all over the place. Like, first place I lived was over kind of like off a Second and Pin Oak, I think. Pin Oak, like okay, you know where Michigan Street's at? Like, okay, yeah.
I know the campus pretty
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
and-
yeah,
and
yeah.
I know Lawrence pretty well.
Yeah,
actually.
no. So Second and Pin Oak, it's like more South Lawrence, like right after you get off the turnpike.
Is it-
And then I lived at Hawks Point Apartments. Hawks
I
Point
know.
Apartments,
Oh,
yeah.
That's the right. Yeah.
Right there at 7th and
Oh.
Michigan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know where Hawks Point Apartments
Yeah,
is.
bro, no. And
I've
you know,
never been there for any illegal activities.
no,
Allegedly.
absolutely not. No,
Never
yeah,
allegedly
yeah.
been there.
Allegedly been there. No,
Yeah.
allegedly, I used to blaze hella weed in their fucking building.
Really,
Allegedly.
what's cool is Lawrence has always been kind of like a spot that they don't really care. They care, but they don't.
They don't.
Lawrence
they
is
care, but they
Lawrence.
don't.
They
And
care, but they
will
don't. Well,
always be
Lawrence.
Well, but here's the
Well, I
thing
ain't gonna lie.
about
I
Lawrence,
went
man.
back. I went back here in
Been
the last
getting
year.
weird now.
Well, I've
Yeah,
been back here in the
It's
youth year.
always, I mean,
Getting
keep
weird.
LFK weird.
It's
dude.
corporate
That's the
now,
motto,
though.
you know, like-
It's went a little corporate.
yeah,
I
that's
went
true,
back.
you know,
I
like-
went back last year for. Was I there for the for a prov concert?
Mm.
And you know the Grenadier is still the Grenadier, but it's still
Like Mass Street shut down by midnight. Just
well, it's not the same.
Is it like all
fucking
corporate stores and
A
stuff?
little bit.
Mom and pops.
A
like
little
I haven't
bit.
been
three
there. I haven't
bars
been
on
there
Mass
in-
Street. It's all
Well,
gone.
the big
Really?
like
fucking- yeah.
Fatso's and
I didn't dig
Jazz
it.
House still there?
Jazz House
Big
still
shout
there.
out. Hey, Jazz House, book
There's,
us. Flatland
there's
Dub
like
Club.
there's like
Yeah.
Jazz House, Replay Lounge.
Replay. Oh man.
But Jazz House was the coolest place
Yeah.
in town forever.
There's like
Oh, yeah,
Granada
no.
Bottleneck. I
Hey,
think
man,
that's about all
Jazz
we got,
House
man.
and Replay
But-
were my two favorite places.
but
when I was
Fatso's in
Lawrence,
the
bro. Like,
place across,
used to turn
with
up
the
so
big
fucking
Spooner
hard,
beers
bro,
left
yeah.
too. All the cool places left.
That's what I'm saying. It's just not the same as I remember growing up.
Yeah, no, I feel
Well,
that way.
it went a little
But
corporate.
Everything's like that though. I mean, it evolves.
When
you know,
the-
like Wichita ain't the same as it used to be growing up, bro.
Yeah, I
it
don't
really ain't, man. You know,
But
like,
I miss it, man.
Are you
I
like-
miss like
I think
old
okay,
school, like,
and I hate to say,
I don't know.
let's bring up Walmart. Okay, let's bring up Walmart because like when you look at a lot of towns,
Which
like,
one?
since-
I mean, they're all a different experience. In this
well,
town.
that's what since the '80s, if you bring that up, man, like all the small businesses go out of business because of
Truth
Walmart.
Walmart.
You know,
Yeah.
like we all know Walmart's fucking evil, and yeah, they give us shit cheap, but at what expense?
But
But it was
You know
really
what I
cool
mean?
when they
Like-
were open late and you could go fucking shop.
Right
at
now
3
they
o'clock
ain't
in the
even
morning.
open all night anymore. I gotta fucking go in
Well,
there like
there's-
at normal
there's-
people hours.
Winfield ain't
You
even
know,
got a
like-
There's a lot of
Supercenter, man.
there's a
I
lot of
like that.
arguments though. Like Walmart can afford to give their employees health care and shit that them little
They
little
could-
mom and pop shit
They
didn't
could,
give
but
you.
they don't really give them
They
that.
don't do
And
that
that's
in
the
you.
problem, man.
They
you
get
know,
decent.
like,
They get decent wages in healthcare at
decent,
Walmart.
man, but you know what,
You
man?
can
People
get
that I
healthcare
know
at
people that
Walmart.
work at Walmart that still have to be on fucking government assistance. And I'm sorry, I don't care what job you work. If you work 40 fucking hours a week,
But do
you
that.
should have an abundance. You should
Some-
have more than you need. You shouldn't have less than you need.
I feel
Like
I agree
that's
with
a
that.
third of your entire life that you're dedicating to some place.
I agree.
You know,
with
like,
that.
That
not-
third should be able to pay for the rest of it.
Yeah, and I don't care what
know.
your skill level is either, man. You could be flipping fucking burgers or sitting there picking your nose, talking to people all day on the fucking like. I really don't care, man. Like if you're going to a place 40 hours a week, you should have more than you need.
What's that dollar amount?
The dollar, honestly, right now,
Fluctuates, man.
What's that? What's that an hour? You guys say?
Right now-
let's put it in an hour. What do you guys say?
$30 an hour. $30, and
Everybody-
that's for Wichita.
Everybody
Kansas.
gets paid $30 an hour.
I don't
Shit.
get paid $30 an hour.
What
Well, you
happens?
should.
What happens is when you
Good, but do
instigate.
you have an abundance?
I don't have an abundance.
See, that's what you should have.
you guys ever heard of?
Okay, I
Here's
do,
the
I
thing,
do.
there's so
Have you guys
much-
ever
there's-
heard of?
got
There's so
abundance
much
of debt.
excess in this world, man. You know, like I mean, we got 0.01% of the population controls 99% of everything.
Well,
And
they control the
and
money.
I'm
They
sorry,
don't
but-
control
and-
everything. They control the
Yeah,
money.
but you know, and I'm sorry, but you know what? They didn't work that hard to get to the point where they're at. They really
They
what they
worked hard.
did. What they worked hard, and
Some
I'll
of
give
them.
them that. But what
Sometimes
they
they
did,
did, bro.
fucked over
Sometimes
a
they
lot of
did.
people. No,
No.
they worked very hard.
Yeah.
But also in the process, they fucked over a lot of people and prioritized themselves over a lot of other people.
And
You know,
Well,
and
when
at
you're at
some
that when
point,
you're
like-
at that high level, you got to realize that in every decision you make, there's going to be happy people and mad.
Right.
right.
So you really can't please everybody at the
No.
very end of the day.
It's not about people pleasing to me, man. It's
Right.
about doing the right
And
thing.
people
you know?
can't-
Well, sometimes the
Like,
right thing
and-
is still going to piss half the
and-
motherfuckers off.
People can't get enough, bro. People can't get enough.
But to back up a little bit of what you're saying, man, there are families in this country and in this world that have gotten generational wealth for hundreds of years
hundreds of years.
Oh yeah,
by
that's
beating
most of it.
motherfuckers down,
True.
by,
Well-
by taking advantage,
Yeah,
and
and
by
it's nepotism.
enslaving
Literally
groups of people.
enslaving.
Well, and
don't
having
get
it-
me-
and
don't
having
even
money
get me
in the
started
first
on
place.
for-profit prisons, man.
Well,
Don't even
well,
get me started like
yeah,
that.
there that
it's
is
easy
too.
to
There
make
that
money
is.
when you have the
shit,
money
man.
already.
But that kind of generational wealth,
Yeah,
I
there's-
tend to have some issues with.
there
well,
is
and,
to be
and
honest.
the laws that we
like-
have in our country
Yeah.
tend to
I don't
they've
think
been
I don't
adapted
think
to favor
I don't
that,
think
you know,
that the
like-
fourth and fifth generations of that family work very hard
Let's-
to jack shit.
Let's put it
You
this
know what I
way,
mean?
man. Hard work. The American dream is that hard work. You work hard, you
That does
bust
not
your
work.
ass, you're
That's-
gonna make it. But that's
that's a
not.
fucking lie.
That's the sales pitch.
You've got to have luck. You've got to have opportunity, and a lot
You got
of
to
that.
know somebody.
You know, and a lot of that you can go trace back to, you know, and even geographical
Yeah.
luck. That's kind of like a coined term these days, but you can even put that as like regionally or like, I mean, it's all nepotism these days. Like literally,
Yeah.
like if you, it's who you know, not what you know.
Not always,
It's,
but
you know,
more
not
often.
always, not
but more
always.
often than not.
Yeah, no, and I'm not
More
saying
often
like hard work doesn't pay off because it absolutely does, but yeah,
here here in America, we do benefit from that overage, okay? Because there's a lot of waste and a lot of bullshit.
Oh yeah, we have
Our-
it way better than anybody else. Don't
our
even get me wrong.
poorest
Yeah,
our
way
poorest
better than
people
anybody
here
else. Fucking America, yeah.
are still above
I ain't leaving.
the
yeah, no.
the poverty level everywhere else in the
Oh
country.
yeah, absolutely. We don't have to worry about
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you know
walking
what?
30
well,
miles.
you know
Our,
that-
and
our
clean
poorest
fucking
people
water
here are
every day.
still making money.
Well, you know that.
On the world scale.
Yeah.
Well, you know
You
that
know.
goofy. The real stat, if you put it in context, even though it's a little weird, if you make more than like, and it's a really small amount, I think $25,000 or $28,000 a year, so that'd be a pretty low salary.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the top 10 of the wealthiest people in the world.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Believe it or
that
not,
insane? In
that
the
bo-
world,
in
yeah.
the world,
The top
Because
10%?
if you remove just America and include all these countries, then now it puts it in perspective.
Well,
a
and
little
that's not to downplay like any, but you know, I mean, we have a lot
No,
of
not-
people in
not
this
to
country
down-
that struggle like a motherfucker. I mean, it's all out of balance, and that's kind of the point. Is like
People can't
there
take
is so
balance.
much.
People can't take
But
balance.
there is so much extra in this world. Why should anybody go without anything?
Because
that
they'll
they
take
need?
it all.
Like,
Yeah.
But that's the argument is that people will take advantage of it. But you
They
know
will.
what, man? You
well,
know
there's
what?
there's a percentage of
if-
waste to everything, no matter what.
if,
So
if we
that's calculated
all
in.
if we all had the leisure to do whatever the fuck we wanted because we knew that our basic needs would be met, I think less of us would take advantage of
okay,
it.
let's hear it.
Most of us would probably dedicate our time to something creative and productive that would actually like
I was about
benefit
to
our
bring this up a
society.
minute ago.
You know, like instead of just
Universal
grinding the
basic
fuck- yeah.
income is
Yeah.
a way to solve this.
Right. Well, not even necessarily that, but just like, you know what, man?
It's
Like,
not.
And it's complex. The answer to that is complex.
Well,
You know,
if you
it's
take-
not
if you-
about-
well, what you do is what the idea of it is you take the tax dollars that we're already using, that we're already paying for with all these programs to help a ton of people, and you just and you exclude anybody that's above a certain tax bracket, if you're making more than $175,000 or $200,000 a year, this is part of you. You get your money gets recycled back in. But if you're under that, universal basic income is anybody that's over the age of 18 would get. Let's say I think what they settled on to make the math work was like $1,000 a month. So you'd get $12,000 a year.
That ain't shit, though, man.
But it would help you. But that would help you with.
That's a poverty trap, though. That's exactly how. That's
You
exactly
think that people would use that money for that, but they won't.
Because
More often than not, they would.
Here's the point, though, man.
I think
it doesn't
90%
fucking
would.
matter, dude. It doesn't, and
I don't think they
that's
would.
always the argument. Is like, oh, well, people are gonna take advantage of it. I work so much harder than everybody else. You know what? People are fucking full of themselves. Nobody works harder than anybody else. We all struggle out here. Life is fucking hard.
It's
man.
a struggle.
And have a little compassion for each other. Yeah, it sucks that you have the strength to push through all the shit that you've had to deal with, and that you keep, it sucks for other people that they don't have that kind of strength. Have a little compassion for your fellow man. And if you were going through that, wouldn't you want to be uplifted instead of pushed down? But that's what we do. We shame each other and we say, well, you're not good enough. I'm better than you. It's all about me. And why should we forgive your student loans? I had to pay for college.
Grabbing the bucket.
Why should we give, and it's like
that high school
that's
mentality,
so selfish, dude. Yeah,
you're a
grow the
freshman.
fuck
I'm going to
up,
pick
man.
on you.
Yeah,
Because
he-
I got picked on when I was a freshman.
Exactly.
And so on and
That's
so
that
on.
trauma response.
Yeah, we always
man.
done.
Yeah.
You get what I got.
We've always done it
Exactly.
this way,
Yeah.
so this is the way we're going to do
Right,
it.
exactly.
Well,
No-
fuck that
Nobody
way.
knows why,
Yeah,
but it's
fuck
just the
that
way it is.
Fuck
isn't
that
it?
way. And that's kind of I think the basic, the most basic way you can look at it is if we all just quit caring so much about ourselves and saying, oh, life is unfair to me. Look around. Life is unfair to everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is it like that? Why the
So-
fuck is it like that, man? We ain't got to be like that. We outnumber these motherfuckers,
Right.
man.
We don't. We definitely don't come together as a people
We
in
don't.
this country.
I think
No.
it's because
No.
everybody,
not even in
let's-
states.
everybody's
states.
beat down. They're exhausted. They're complacent because
Do some
they-
shit in France. See how
Nobody
that
wants to
goes.
put in the work
and-
when we're
and-
already this comfortable.
Yeah, and in FTC we sing a lot about shit like
Yeah.
that, man. It's like, you
That's
know
the
what, man?
struggle.
That's the product of the system that we're born into. Is we are bred to be
A cog in the
worker
machine.
ants.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just cogs in a fucking machine.
Well, and that's
gotta feed the
well, and that's starting to change
Exactly what we
because
are.
the machine is changed.
It
So
is. You're
so
right.
so the factories and shit are not available anymore. So the teaching driving jobs are maybe dead
We're-
in another 20 years.
yeah, no,
like
we're,
there
we're
is
customer service economy.
there
We
is-
do not produce
Yeah.
goods in this country.
no,
and
we
that's-
import them.
But the
and
problem with
sell.
that, the reason we can do that, the reason we do that, though,
I
and
love
look,
selling.
we're like you said, man, the poorest people in our country are some of the richest people in the world.
They are.
It's because we fucked the rest of the world. It's
Yeah.
what we've done.
Well, we're on the best.
Like,
we're just on
yeah,
the best land.
Yeah, it's like, well, no,
Right.
you know what?
At the end of the day, we're on the best land.
We have the currency that controls everything. It's like,
We got to get out.
Yeah. Well,
shit.
before we get too deep into who killed the Indians and all that.
This is what's going to happen.
This was gonna happen.
This is
We're-
what's going to happen, guys. We're all coming together.
FTC is gonna be back on for another special episode about how we overthrow the government.
Well, hey, this Friday, come out to the hideout.
We'll talk
Find
about
your people.
That's right.
You know who we are now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Find your people.
Find
You
your
resonate now. We're going to do that. We're going to.
Go ahead, sell the show and sell the band real quick.
Yeah.
Anything they need
All
to
right,
know.
Flatland Dub Club, May 23rd. That's my 40th birthday, by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
boom. All right.
Yeah.
Birthday party in
So
this.
bring your
mother-
ass out. It's a free show, man. We're gonna be chilling it up.
Have a
And
good
then,
time.
hey, don't forget it. We got the Sonic Sunflower Festival coming up.
Yeah, shout out to
yeah.
those
That was last
guys.
week's
Yeah,
episode.
shout
if
out
you
to
didn't listen.
Outermost Music, Sunflower Festival. Fucking, yeah, dude. Those
Yeah,
guys are. I think they
Sunset
were just on a couple of weeks
Last
ago.
week?
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
over.
last week.
Last
Yeah.
week?
I'm going to bring you some red wine because
And,
be 40.
Yeah,
and
bro.
just so you know, if you come out, you're not going to be able to park in the parking lot probably on these shows. I've
In the back
been meaning to say this. There's back park there. You can park over at the school. You can park over at
Dog
Dog
and
and
Shake.
Shake.
They
They're all
love us.
They're all
Yeah.
cool with it, and just walk across the street because probably by the time that you get there, usually the full parking lot's taken up by production.
that's
I mean,
So just so
I've
you
heard
know.
you can just block off the street there at Central and Hydraulic.
We shutting it-
also.
we shutting
Kinda
the whole street down.
Shut the whole shit down, man. We're gonna
All right, one love.
overflow.
Thank you, guys.
Peace, y'all. One love, FTC.
Show.